We got something a bit different again here today. This is a very early Ford 3600 series tractor with the Ford 3-cylinder diesel in it. I picked it up about a week ago. It came off of a feedlot where it drove a Pt1 pump, pumping out of a fairly large dam. The fella I got it off of said that it was pumping and they switched it off to fill it up with fuel. Did all that. When they went to restart it, the motor was locked up, it just wouldn't turn. So I've checked the water and oil in it and everything's fairly good. Plenty of coolant, the oil's down a little bit. We've had the starter out of it and we can't turn the engine. I've tried rocking it in gear and the engine won't turn. The gearbox and the PTO can all be turned, the clutch and everything works, so the obstruction isn't there. I'll have to start having a look, tap it cover off next and see if it's dropped a valve or something, or whether it's dry seized. There doesn't appear to be any holes in the block or anything like that where it's done any major damage. Life's interesting. We're a bit further along with the Blue Rocket here. We've took the sump off and found a shim down in the bottom of the sump, but it looks like it's been there for a long time. Can't find anything else wrong with the bottom end of the engine. We took the rocker cover off and the valves are where they should be and all the valves are free. It hasn't dropped a valve or anything. We've took the injectors out of it, tried rocking it again because we can't get a bar onto the bottom pulley nut, and still no movement. So while we've got the sump off, I think what we're going to do is put a breaker bar on the big ends and loosen those off just a touch and see if it will move. And if they won't move, I think we'll loosen the mains and see if we can get some movement out of it. And if we still can't get any movement at all, the engine will have to come out. The tractor will be stripped down and the engine will have to come out, and we'll take it up into the workshop and it will be a full rebuild then. So we've found what the problem is with the Blue Rocket here. We've undone the big end bearings, and when I went to undo them, number one was almost barely finger tight, and I took the nuts off and the cap stayed on the crank pin. It took some flogging to get it off. Actually, we had to knock the bolts out, which they're a press fit into the conrod, so we had to drive those out while the conrod's still in the engine. And then I had to give the cap a few love taps to get it off. We now know where the shim come from, and this is the cap. The result of the cap, the engine has definitely overheated and locked itself up. So we can see the nice pretty rainbow in the bearing cap there. It's as sharp as a razor and it's welded some of the shim to the edges of the cap. That cap's probably rooted now. Have to try and get a new one of those. So that's all we're going to do with the tractor the way it is. What we'll do now is start stripping it right down so that we can take the engine out, and then we'll take the engine up to the workshop, put her on a stand and strip it right down. Probably do the head. We'll do the head in-house here. Bearco say that the engine liners that they supply now have to have a step, so if this engine hasn't got a step cut in the bores, I'm not sure whether our boring machine can cut that step or whether I'll have to send the block out to get the recess machined in it. But that'll be it for today with it. That'll be it for about a week till I get it stripped down now, and hopefully we'll continue on with part 2. Thanks for watching.